Pigil ang hininga ng lahat habang maingat na sinuri ni Dato Mandagsangan ang bituka ng inalay na manok. Si Dato Mandagsangan ang pinakamataas na dato sa tribo ng mga Banwaon. Makalipas ang ilang minuto,
maganda daw yung bituka, malinis, tsaka daw yung pagkakaayos daw ng mga abdo, maganda daw, malinis daw. So, good daw tayo.
Noon ko lang unang nakitang ngumiti ang mga dato at ang dating malamig na pagtanggap, napalitan ng ngiti at palakpakan. Sa wakas, may pahintulot na kaming makapasok sa kanilang tribo.
Gandang araw po sa
I even challenged these Freemasons who said that there's nothing wrong with taking an oath to the Freemasonic Lodge, and it would not hinder their ability to function as President of the United States. I challenged them to quote those oaths in public on that list on the net, and they refused. They refused because they're lying. They also take an oath that says rather than reveal the truth, they must remain silent or lie. One of the oaths, which I have in my possession, states that these people have to give shelter and aid to any brother Freemason, no matter what they have done or what trouble they are in, unless and except they have committed murder or treason. Anything else, they have to protect them. Also, there's an oath that says they have to refrain, and I'm paraphrasing it, refrain from molesting each other's daughters and wives. All other daughters and wives are fair game. I have copies of these oaths. This is not some imaginatory fantasy that I'm flighting off in. And so do many other researchers. And then later, as you get way up in the higher degrees of the Scottish Rite and the York Rite, there's another oath that says you must shelter and hide and give aid to a brother, even if he has committed murder or treason. And it also says that if
The left is still so angry over the recent confirmation of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh that some are resorting to witchcraft to hurt him. That's right. A coven of witches is gathering in Brooklyn as we speak to place a hex on Justice Kavanaugh in hopes that evil will come his way. Earlier, I spoke with Dakota Bracciale, who is the leader of this occult group. All right, so Dakota, you're a witch.
Yeah.
And you are going to use witchcraft against Justice Kavanaugh.
Yep.
What is the ritual that you are undertaking?
Well, like traditionally in witchcraft, we don't share, most people don't share the exact particulars of the ritual.
Can you give me a hint?
Well, there will be effigies, photos, graveyard dirt, coffin nails, open flames, the whole bit.
Whoa, whoa. So will an effigy of
Well, Brett Kavanaugh went through a lot to get on the Supreme Court, including bogus charges of gang rape, but he's there and there for life, or that's what you thought. The question now is Kavanaugh's powerful legal mind strong enough to withstand the forces of witchcraft? It's a real question now. A coven of self-described witches in New York is planning a rally next week to put a hex on Justice Kavanaugh. You can buy a ticket to attend this hexing ceremony for $10. A quarter of that goes to Planned Parenthood to help them continue to fund their human sacrifice rituals. Tell us, hexing. This would be kind of the latest tool in the progressive toolbox for positive social change?
The latest tool, it's going back. It's going backwards to witchcraft. We're going all the way back in our society to the days of hexing and witchcraft and spells and potions and santeria.
Santeria. So, I mean, that's not too surprising that the party that conducts witch hunts would also conduct witchcraft, right?
Well, it's a group actually in Brooklyn. I have the information. It's going to be next week, October 20th, in case any of your viewers wanted to go. It's going to be from 7 to 10 p.m. and everyone's welcome. It's open to the public, and if you don't have the $10, you're still welcome to go. So they're hoping that people who come to this hexing will then become activist and march and go to D.C. and have their voices heard. So they're hoping it's a stepping stone. So they're hoping that
doesn't
will
this
send a
say something? I mean, we used to laugh at less developed nations where people practiced witchcraft and witches were killed, human sacrifice took place, cannibalism. What does it tell you that in the very heart of Brooklyn, hipster HQ, people are doing what they do in, you know, the most primitive places in the world? I mean, a serious question, and I'm hardly a theologian or an expert in this stuff.
Yeah.
But what if it's true that not, you know, everything that's real we can see, and there actually are spiritual forces, and you're sitting around with a bunch of other dumb people summoning up dark forces? Like, would you want to be in the same room as something like that? Would you want to participate in that?
If they're like-minded people, and if I'm sitting with like-minded people, and these are like-minded people, and they truly do not agree with Kavanaugh being in our Supreme Court, and I want to summon the dark forces, then I can go to an event. I mean, it's America. There's an event for everyone.
No, right.
So here it is.
So, but...
To some, this is a sacred ceremony, consuming a plant medicine from the Amazon. It's called ayahuasca. It's illegal in Canada, but could this ancient brew be embraced here one day by modern medicine?
You could see bad things, you could see good things, but that's what the medicine gives you. It gives you what you really need.
Years ago, you would have been hard-pressed to find an ayahuasca ceremony being held outside of the Amazon. But now more and more people believe in the power and the promise of the plant. And that's brought us here to the suburbs of New York City. And tonight, we're getting rare access to one of those ceremonies.
I'm here for a night of discovery with a healer named Bjorn Lienemann, his apprentice, Del Henderson, and a potent brew of jungle medicine, ayahuasca.
It's going to be a wild night. This is the ayahuasca?
Yeah, the ayahuasca was already pre-made and everything in Peru. But what we do
ayahuasca is made by combining Amazonian roots and leaves, which, when boiled together, produce a naturally occurring psychedelic called DMT. It's believed ayahuasca has been used for centuries by indigenous people in the Amazon, where it's referred to as the medicine. The hallucination seen as a gateway to spiritual growth and healing. Ceremonies in North America are a relatively new thing. Will the experience be the same? Well, that's what these people are here to find out. Justin Abad is struggling with addiction issues.
It was drugs at one point, like cocaine and things of that sort. Mm-hmm. And now it's shifted towards food.
Have you tried more sort of conventional treatments?
Therapy, things of that sort. It just felt uncomfortable to me.
Maria Marine's curiosity about ayahuasca led her to Bjorn.
I need to look inside of me. I need to see what it is, if there's more to it.
In this cramped suburban sunroom, the most unlikely of healing settings, some leaning against a hot tub, the ayahuasca begins to take effect. That means purging, violent vomiting, a prelude to the visions or hallucinations that for some can trigger a transformation. It's not just me that's watching this intently. I've seen an ayahuasca ceremony in the Amazon before, and this is something entirely different. From the First Nations headdress Bjorn recently bought online, to the sound bowls and the guard dog barking in the yard. But then it happens. The hallucinations begin. This woman, Kai, seems to be in distress. But Bjorn, who's studied with healers for years, guides her through her unsettling experience. I'm witnessing for myself why people told me ayahuasca ceremonies can be difficult, deeply personal, and sometimes painful. Clearly, this is not for everyone. In the end, the ceremony lasted 12 hours. Will it change people's lives? Well, we can't answer that, not yet. But this much we know. The next night, about 40 more people showed up for another ceremony at Bjorn's house and settled in for their own ayahuasca experience.
People are part of the Satanic Church and they are worshiping Satan through abortion and like the whole abortion agenda. That's crazy to even be saying.
Before they used to do witch hunts and burning at the stake. Now, they're doing it little by little, taking away reproductive rights. So it is our duty to worship through activism. That is the key to the Satanic Temple, what differentiates us from other Satanists.
So I know what you're probably thinking. You're thinking, well, she's not really really into like satanic worship. She's not like actually really like for real a Satanist, right? I mean, actually, Satan?
Right here, right now, we're standing up for tyranny. We're standing up for women's rights, LGBT rights, for everybody's rights.
Let us embrace the Luciferian impulse to eat of the tree of knowledge.
To invoke Satan is to reach out without reservation and to eat from the tree of knowledge. Blasphemy for the sake of blasphemy.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
It really is amazing to think about. Man, this is the kind of thing that you would like read about in the history in the Bible. You have a satanic priestess, part of the Satanic Temple, that's involved in propagating abortion, that's part of making sure that culture embraces this, and she does it as a part of her worship, as a part of her religion, that this is like, in a sense, blood sacrifice of children, and it's overt, it's out there, it's on her sleeves.
Hail Satan!
And it really, we're finding, isn't uncommon to find people who are a part of the Satanic Temple or involved in active satanic worship to be avid Planned Parenthood supporters and activists. As a matter of fact, our local death escort, the person who actually encourages the women coming in for the abortion and escorts them to the front door, offers solace and encouragement, our local death escort is also involved in satanic worship. This is an Instagram photo of her offering supposedly a blood sacrifice, and that was actually the Satanic Cross. And this is a pentagram. And here is her with a picture that says, "Destroy your life for Satan." And this is an interesting picture with some abortion tools and a baby in a jar. And the first thing that pops up when you put her name into Google is her active engagement in forums for Satan. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Is this really happening right now? So the thing is abortion is fundamentally religious. Some people engage in abortions for peace. They offer their child as a sacrifice to get peace. Some people, obviously, Satanists, may even engage in abortion and the propagation of the message of abortion to actually practice Satanism and be involved in satanic worship.
gathered here to celebrate the spirit of humanity in the dawn of a new American era. In a season when many commemorate the birth of Christ, we commemorate our own Genesis, the enlightenment of all humanity, a revelation of our nature as written in the annals of history, a gift from Lucifer, the light bringer, the morning star, and the rebel. We are Satanists. We engender moral, spiritual, and sexual freedom, personal independence, and insist upon personal choice in all things. We care for the significance of the individual spirit and personal moral responsibility. If you stand here today and embrace your nature, are free-thinking, self-governed, and godless, you too are Satanists in the eyes of many in your own community, including those who represent you in your governments. We are also Americans. We are seeking collaborators, individuals for a visionary satanic alliance, leaders of the new American era. And it is time to awaken. Do you want to be part of a sleeping world?
No!
Do you want to gorge on the drug of the commonplace?
No!
Will you forever remain addicted to the oppressive traditions of a counterfeit morality?
No!
Well, we must tell those people who represent us. As we stand on the crossroads of history, let us confront the blind and self-righteous, the persecutors of thought and reason. Let us rise up in celebration of our satanic nature and cast our chains into the dust of hell. The word of God has been evoked time and time again to justify the opposition to civil rights movements, to squash women's liberation. We have to do more when women are denied access to reproductive health care and vilified as murderers.
Yeah!
To represent them in the government. Satanic America has heard your call to action. If religion is to lead in areas which have traditionally been left to a secular democracy, we will do our duty too, to bring the insights of our satanic practice to the State House, to the courthouse, to schools, and of course, homes and businesses of America.
Kung hindi sakit sa balat, pamamaga ng binte at paa ang iniinda ng mga babaeng inmate sa Manila Police District Station 3. Bunsod yan ang matinding siksikan na siya ring problema ngayon sa mga piitan sa Maynila. Ang sinisisi ng mga pulis ang mabagal di manong paglalabas ng commitment order para sa paglilipat ng mga detainee. Live mula sa Pasig City, may report si Emil Sumangil. Emil?
Jessica, nakakahabag ang kalagayan ng mga nakapiit sa mga custodial facilities sa mga istasyon ng pulis sa Manila Police District. Nakita natin ito nang bigyan tayo ng pahintulot na madokumento ang mga punong-puno nilang custodial facility. Sa buong Manila Police District, ang Central Market Police Station No. 3 na nasa Santa Cruz, Maynila, ang may pinakamaraming detainee sa kanilang mga custodial facility. Dapat ay 70 lamang ang mga nakakulong sa mga selda ng istasyong ito ayon sa pagkakadisenyo ng mga istruktura. Pero dahil mabagal daw ang usad ng kanilang mga kaso at mayat-mayay may nahuhuli lalo na dahil sa illegal na droga, naiipon sa mga custodial facility ang mga detainee na ngayon abot na sa kulang 200 ang bilang. Mga kapuso, binigyan po tayo ng permiso ng Manila Police District Station 3 para makapasok dito sa female custodial facility. At kung tutusin, pang 10 lang ho dapat ito. Pero dahil congested, nasa 50 po sila ngayon. At kung inyo mapapansin, kulang na lamang magkapalitan po sila ng mukha sa sobrang siksikan. Hindi lang mga sakit sa balat, kundi karamihan sa mga babaeng nakapit dito, namamaga ang mga paa at binti dahil kalimitay sila raw ay nakatayo at hindi na nakakaupo. Nangako ang Police Station 3 na ipasusuri nila sa mga doktor ang pamamaga ng paa ng mga babaeng nakakulong.